All right, let's talk about it. The final step in your data technician apprenticeship journey. We're going to break down exactly what you need to know. You've put in the time. That's 2 whole years of learning, training, and actually doing the work. You have absolutely worked hard. You've built up your skills, and now, well, it's showtime. Time to prove what you can do.
So what is this final challenge really all about? Let's pull back the curtain and look at exactly what you can expect in your endpoint assessment.
Okay, let's get right into it. The Endpoint Assessment, or EPA for short, is the formal test that comes at the very end of your apprenticeship. Its whole purpose is to confirm that you're ready to do the job for real.
Think of it as your final performance. This isn't about memorizing facts for a test. It's a practical, hands-on assessment designed to let you show what you've learned and, more importantly, how you apply all those skills in a situation you'd actually face at work.
Now, the cool thing is, you haven't just started preparing for this. You've been getting ready this whole time, and a huge piece of that puzzle is the professional portfolio you've been building from day one. This timeline really maps out the whole adventure, right? You've got the first 24 months of on-the-job training where you're also gathering your best work for your portfolio. Then you hit a key checkpoint called the gateway, and once you're through that, it kicks off the final 3-month window for the assessment itself. So your portfolio is basically your greatest hits album. It's a collection of usually about 5 pieces of your absolute best work that really show off what you can do. This could be a slick dashboard you built for our example company, Hungry Now, or even just a statement from your manager saying, yep, they did this and it was awesome. You can even include short video clips. Now listen up, because this is super important. The portfolio itself doesn't get a grade, but, and it's a big but, it is absolutely vital. This collection of your work is the foundation for one of your 2 big final tests. It's the proof you'll use to talk about your skills and experience. Before you can even get to the EPA, you have to pass through that checkpoint we mentioned, the gateway. Think of it as the formal sign-off, the final green light that says, okay, you're ready for this. To get through the gateway, 4 things need to line up. Number 1, your employer has to officially say you're ready and performing at the right level. 2, you have to agree that you're ready. 3, you need to have your English and maths qualifications sorted. And finally, number 4, your portfolio gets submitted. Once all those boxes are ticked, the final assessment period officially begins. Okay, so you're through the gateway. Now what? The EPA itself is made up of 2 main tests. Each one is designed to check your knowledge, skills, and professional behaviors in a different but equally important way. So you've basically got 2 parts to this final challenge. There's the scenario demonstration, which is where you do the work, a hands-on practical test, and then there's the professional discussion, which is where you talk about the work you've already done and documented in your portfolio. So, test number 1 is that practical scenario. You'll get a data problem and a data set. For example, maybe you need to figure out why Hungry Now deliveries are taking forever when it rains. You'll get 90 minutes to actually dig into the data, find some answers, and then you'll field at least 5 questions from the assessor about what you did and why. And get this, and this is a big one, it's an open book assessment. That's right, just like in a real job, you can use the internet to look things up. This is not a memory test. It's about showing how you solve problems with the tools you actually have available. All right, test number 2 is the 60-minute professional discussion. This is a structured conversation with an assessor that's based entirely on the stuff in your portfolio. They'll ask you at least 8 questions covering the big topics, data analysis, how you share your findings, and just your overall professional approach. For example, you might get a question about data privacy. You could then point to a project in your portfolio and explain the exact steps you took to anonymize customer data for Hungry Now. This shows you not only know how to do it, but that you understand why it's so important. So you've done both tests, you've survived. Now, how does all of that get crunched down into your final grade? Well, it's actually really straightforward. The grading is pretty black and white. You have to pass both assessments. That's non-negotiable. If you fail either one, you fail the apprenticeship. A pass in both gets you an overall pass. Get a distinction in one and a pass in the other, and that gets you a merit. And if you want that overall distinction, you've got to knock it out of the park and get a distinction in both tests. But let's be real for a second. What happens if things just don't go your way on one of the tests? Well, if you don't pass on the first try, don't panic. There is a clear process for a reset.
There is one little catch with the resit, though, and it's important. If you do have to resit an assessment, the highest overall grade you can achieve for the whole apprenticeship is a merit. So, there's definitely a big incentive to bring your A game the first time around.
Now, throughout this whole journey, from your very first day all the way to this final assessment, you have to remember one thing. You are not alone in this. You've got a whole support team behind you. Your success is truly a team effort. Everyone has a part to play. Your employer gives you the real-world opportunities. Your training provider gives you the knowledge. And the Endpoint Assessment Organization, or EPAO, is the independent group that makes sure your final test is fair and consistent. At the end of the day, this final assessment isn't just another test you have to pass. It's your stage. It is your opportunity to show everyone what you've learned and what you've accomplished. It's the culmination of all that hard work, and it's the official launch of your career as a data professional. So, there you have it. That's the roadmap, those are the steps, and that's the challenge. This assessment is the final piece of the puzzle that turns all your hard work and ambition into a certified qualification. The only question left is, are you ready?